For the first time since 2004, the Alabama Crimson Tide are headed to the Elite Eight. Hello, everyone. I'm Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you get your content. And, of course, guys, stay up to date with the latest from us, including all of our March Madness coverage over at our website, SECUnfiltered.com. The following is brought to you guys by our friends over at RHOBACK. Guys, RHOBACK Activewear. You see I'm rocking the RHOBACK right now, and if you have not heard of RHOBACK before, it's time to check them out. It's safe to say I'd bet on these guys any day of the week because I absolutely love their gear. Guys, we couldn't be more pumped to work with RHOBACK. It's simply some of the most comfortable gear that I own, from the performance polos, the hoodies, and the shorts. The best fit, the best feel, period. No, by the way, they just released their Azalea collection, meaning it's the best time of the year. Guys, the weather's warming up. It's golf season. It's spring game season. It's tailgate season, or whether you're just around the house, hanging out, whatever, guys, RHOBACK is the way to go. But the designs they have right now for spring and specifically golf season for the Masters, guys, they're incredible. Trust me when I say there's nothing better than wearing an Azalea shirt for a spring tee time. My shirt right now in the mail. Cannot wait to get it, and you guys will definitely see me rocking it here. RHOBACK's performance polos, most comfortable polos out there, guys. They're moisture wicking with four-way stretch, making them perfect for a game day, and they have the perfect fit. With crisp collars that don't lose their shape, I could not recommend these polos more. So, guys, head over to RHOBACK.com. Use the promo code SECU at checkout to get 20% off your first purchase. That's RHOBACK.com. Promo code SECU to get 20% off all bottoms, polos, hoodies, and more with the code SECU. We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. How about the Alabama Crimson Tide, guys? Currently, right now, at the time of recording this, it is 12:17 a.m. Eastern Time. Here early on this Friday, we are burning that midnight oil, but for damn good reason. As Alabama, for the first time in 20 years, ladies and gentlemen, they had been to the Sweet 16 before, had fallen flat for whatever reason. That had been the moment that things sort of stalled. Bama is back in the Elite Eight, and they're in a place that I think we all knew they were capable of getting to. At times this season, we didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but the pieces all starting to come together, and Alabama takes down the 1 seed, North Carolina Tar Heels. And, guys, I want to say this, by the way. Not a big pat myself in the back guy for predictions because we get bunches of them wrong. But I tell you what, the backlash I received for picking Alabama to beat North Carolina was something else. It really, truly was. So how about them damn Tide? Roll Tide, roll. 89-87, the final in this one. A game that certainly, guys, again, came down to the wire, and I think that's what impressed me most. We're going to get into individual performances in just a second, but Bama made those championship plays down the stretch. They made those plays you have to make, right? Some big, and you know, the ironic part of it, we think Alabama, we think offense, we think the great shooting. Certainly that was the case in this game, but it was a defensive play, a couple of defensive plays at the end of the game that really, really stand out to you as the plays, that were some of the biggest difference makers in this ball game. Now, from the individual performance standpoint, guys, we got to start with Grant Nelson. What a game for Grant Nelson, guys. 24 total points in this game. He was 2 for 2 from 3. He was 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Hit some massive free throws, including, side note, by the way, the 2 that helped us hit the over 173.5. So thank you so much for that, Grant. But 6 for 9 from the field as well, guys. 12 rebounds. So 24 points, 12 rebounds in this ball game as well. He was incredible. And you knew it was going to take a special performance. I thought it was going to come from a Mark Sears. I really did. I thought Sears, and again, he was really good. 18 points in this game, shot 50% from the field, 7 of 14. Griffin had 19. Estrada had 19. And guys, really it goes back to what we talked about before. You get to this point, you got to have great guard play, but you need depth. And Alabama's got elite depth, top to bottom. It's the reason they're here. It's the reason we regarded them all season as one of the best teams in college basketball, certainly the SEC. And you saw that tonight. But Grant Nelson, legacy game, ladies and gentlemen. Like what he did, fine player. I don't think anybody saw that type of performance coming. Bama as a team shoots 48% from the field, 42% from three, 70% from the free throw line, 14 to 20 there. You look at North Carolina, and again, guys, Alabama, I know UNC scored 87 points. I get that. They scored 87 points. It's not like it was some defensive showcase, if you will. But Alabama trailing, guys, by 8 at halftime. This game was 54-46 at the half, North Carolina. And to see Bama kick this thing in another gear and to hold North Carolina to just 33 second half points. That goes back to Nate Oates, that entire coaching staff, that team for making the right adjustments. It was an incredible job well done by them. North Carolina shoots just 39% from the field total, 38% from three-point land. Did shoot 88% from the free throw line, 15 of 17. But again, guys, those defensive adjustments made in that second half, stuff that wins you ball games. Stuff that wins you ball games in the month of March, and that's exactly what we're talking about here with Alabama. And again, you know, this was a team, guys, that I think all the attention was on Tennessee, of course, who plays tomorrow night. It was on the Auburns of the world. It was on the great stories like the South Carolinas. It was on the Kentuckys because of the whole John Calipari situation. And I'm not going to say Bama flew under the radar this season, but they kind of did. Like they honestly kind of did. I don't know if they were the sexiest team to talk about. The offense was a lot of fun to watch, but it always seemed like there was a different storyline. And now the Alabama Crimson Tide are standing on top of college basketball right now, heading to the Elite Eight. A fantastic performance. And again, I think all of Tuscaloosa, they asked Nate Oates in postgame, are you going to get a mustache? He said no. There's going to be a lot of folks cutting in mustaches out of that Grant Nelson performance. I mean, that was incredible. And that's the thing with Bama. It's somebody different, it seems like, every night. It can be somebody different. It can be Nelson one night, Sears one night, Estrada another. They're so deep. They're so talented. They shoot the basketball so freaking well. They play with confidence up and down the floor. And again, to see Bama cutting it on defensively, I think is what's really, really encouraging because you know the offense is there. You know it's there. But to see them lock down in that second half, make those big plays down the stretch defensively, championship caliber plays, right? Mark Sears getting in there, getting physical, other guys getting physical. I mean, even go down to the last buzzer, guys, the block there by Grant Nelson. Shot probably wouldn't have gone in, but it's March Madness. We've seen crazier stuff. Doesn't even allow an opportunity. So I thought that was kind of a microcosm of what Bama did the second half, a microcosm of why they won this basketball game. And again, huge victory. Now Bama turns their sights in the Elite Eight. They will take on the Clemson Tigers, an upstart team who's pulled a couple upsets all throughout really March Madness. So going to be a fun game. But I would say, guys, the path is laid somewhat favorably for Alabama to get through Clemson and get to the Final Four, which of all these SEC teams who had all this hype and hoopla coming in, how many folks had the Alabama Crimson Tide, even at this point? So really, really impressed with the job by Nate Oates and staff in that second half. North Carolina is a fantastic team. They shoot the basketball as well as anybody. To see them lock down, to clamp down in that second half and get the stops that they had to have. And still, it was a game of runs, right? Back and forth. Bama laying the final blow, the knockout blow, and then doing it with their defense. Wildly impressive. We shouldn't be surprised that Bama is here, but guys, for the first time since 2004, folks, in Tuscaloosa, you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to wait because Alabama basketball is headed back to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2004. Guys, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Again, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, stay up to date with the latest from us over at our website, including all of our March Madness coverage. .com. Special shout out to the Bama fans that tune into this show live. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support, guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. And until next time, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate you all tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.